Alright. Today we have a video from kinda subpar. Can Invincible solo the boys? May we hear him say.
I've been a pretty big fan of both Invincible and The Boys for years now, giving us some
Same,
pretty solid
same,
superhero
same.
media that isn't just Marvel or DC related. They aren't perfect shows, but damn it, I've enjoyed them for the last few years. Someone give Anthony Starr his Emmy. With the season finale of Invincible and the series finale of The Boys recently dropping, I figured there was no better time to ask, can Invincible
Only the thing, but we talk about the 30. Yeah, we talk about the 30, the Invincible finale. Only the thing though.
solo the Boys universe? Obviously, spoilers for the shows Invincible and The Boys. I'm asking this as if
I'm
an
thinking
evil
can do
Mark
it. I'm thinking can do it. Yeah, I'm thinking can do it. From the show, where we see so far, although the man in them get beat up. But we'll see my improve.
was maybe accidentally sent across the multiverse, but continued his Viltrumite mission and decided to enslave a different Earth. Obviously, that's super out of character for our main Mark, so let's say this evil version of Mark is similar to the one that we saw in the first episode of Season 2. This one just so happens to be just as capable in every way to our main Mark that we see in the show, from his speed, strength, and durability, to his intelligence and general battle
Probably
prowess,
even better.
or else it wouldn't make sense for him to fight half of the Boys' roster. On the flip side, the Boys' universe tosses all their differences aside to deal with the threat that is Mark Grayson. I'll be going over characters throughout all 5 seasons, so don't mind that too much for this hypothetical. With all of that out of the way, can all of the soups in the verse take on and defeat Invincible? I'll go over the Boys first. The verse's speed is a bit tricky to play.
So first off the bat, the pastor man, him have the sound thing with him mouth that probably can pose a problem. Who else could have posed a problem? But then again, Mark could have just give him one of them, you know. So yeah, me think him go kill everybody.
So I'll give a low ball, a high ball, and a more consistent speed that I'll be running with. A-Train should reasonably be top 3 fastest characters, if not the fastest character in the show. In Season 1, he ran a lap around a track at 371 meters per second, or about 830 miles per hour, or slightly over Mach 1, which considering this was for a spot in the 7, should mean this is his fastest speed. But this isn't really consistent when we factor in his scaling to characters that can react to gunfire, and especially when we see that rifle gunfire moves at a standstill next to A-Train, which can move at around 2.5 thousand miles an hour or slightly over Mach 3. And again, he's moving at super speed while these bullets are moving at a snail's pace. He did the whole super speed while everything else is already in slow motion speedster thing. And of course we have his feats where he moves faster than Starlight's beams of light, as well as Homelander's heat vision. If we wink these feats to their absolute highest, then that means A-Train is casually faster than light, putting a lot of Soups' reaction speeds at a similar level since they can react to A-Train's own attacks. I do think this is a little far-fetched.
That's
Homelander
crazy.
is pretty close in speed, and in
just
the
point
season
that out. Just pick that up. Probably never that you super speed.
finale, we see him fly the Elon Musk stand-in into space. Assuming Homelander flew him 62 miles all the way up, then 62 miles all the way down, all in the span of 2 seconds, that would put Homelander's movement speed at over 223,000 miles an hour, or Mach 290.
Right now, I even want to hear nothing about Homelander. No, I hear about Homelander speed, Homelander this, because in the end of the night never matter. It did not matter. I don't hear nothing about him right now.
Which is massively hypersonic. This feat being even faster than when he saved Butcher from an explosion that already went off. I think this makes a lot more sense and is more consistent overall. Lightning is around the same speed, which I feel is similar to Starlight's blast and Homelander's laser vision. Very fast moving beams of energy that create light but aren't actually moving at light speed. So speedsters like A-Train and Homelander can move at the speed, but likely even faster, while high tiers like Butcher, and a good portion of the rest of the verse should be bullet timers at bare minimum. AP and durability is pretty rocky in the Boys since these all-powerful characters are failing to even destroy rooms during their fights. But if we can chalk this up to a real life, I wonder where the budget went, sort of thing, then we can reasonably scale the verse to at least above wall level. Our best tangible on-screen feats we can begin to scale these blast can incinerate people, tear apart buildings, and was even capable of destroying Vought Tower and everyone inside. These blasts should casually be large building level at a low end, but up to multi-city block level. So saying that characters can survive these blasts should be at this level bare minimum. And then scaling strikes from characters like Homelander is the most durable character in the show, and we've seen him be completely unaffected by a chemical plant explosion. Hell, even Black Noir survived it without a scratch, and Homelander is much more powerful than him. But if we take Madeline Stillwell's statement from season 1 literally, and not as the possibly hyperbolic statement that it is, then Homelander can survive any man-made weapon, which would include nukes, meaning Homelander's durability should be above city level. Unfortunately, we don't see anything else in the show at this level or higher.
Homelander can survive nuke. But no, Butcher on him, octopus on them.
But it is consistent if we factor in statements from other characters, like Butcher saying an H-bomb couldn't kill him. If we factor in that the SAR bomb, the most powerful bomb in history, was originally supposed to be twice as powerful than it was, giving it 100 megaton yield, then that would make Homelander mountain level at absolute best. But if Homelander is mountain level...
What is mountain level like? Is this something I miss out on? Tier, ranking, list, something here? What is mountain level? Okay, I'm in the top 10.
Then the rest of the high tiers should roughly fall around this level too in AP and durability.
Dog, me just have, yo, sometimes man, they really nerd out, you know? I want your mountain level for real, like, oh my god, I am very out of my depths.
A few have been able to hurt Homelander with their attacks while surviving attacks from him. Characters like Queen...
Oh my god.
Mountain level for them could be a stretch, but they should reasonably still be in that multi-city block to city plus level along with the rest of the 7, and other more powerful soups like Marie, Jordan, and Stormfront. Physical stats aside, special abilities and hacks is where this battle gets a bit closer. This section's coming up soon, but Invincible is, obviously, a pretty big physical threat here. But Viltrumites lack special powers and abilities that other superpowered beings may have from both their own verse and the boys' verse. All soups have variations of enhanced strength, durability, and a healing factor. Kimiko's obviously being one of the strongest, as she's been able to regenerate from being turned into a pancake after falling from 10,000 feet in the air. Speaking of Kimiko...
Bombard! Oh no! When you see that... Oh no. A-Train.
The strongest, that was she's been able to regenerate from being turned into a pancake after falling from 10,000 feet in the air. Speaking of Kimiko...
No. Ooh. Oh no. And them the A-Train I come back from.
Blast that removes a soup's superpowers. The thing with that in this scenario is that this blast directly affects the Compound V in a soup system, which is what gives them powers. Invincible doesn't have Compound V in him, so it should be useless against him aside from the force of the blast itself. Notable superpowers here are Cindy's telekinesis.
No, that's not really count, cause my video I watch there because when you did it, my video I watch it, when man I say yo, I go on with Ryan, cause if you want natural something that means another compound V supposed in him system, so. And him still losing power, so yeah, that no count. That can probably work for Invincible.
Is powerful enough to throw ships around. Polarities,
but then again, team power no, well, you see, you know, matter, cause some days a natural soup. Cause I'm just gonna say Invincible off Alien, but
Newman's head popping, and Marie's blood bending. Marie is a step above the rest here since she can pretty much insta-kill anyone with her blood manipulation, having one of the strongest powers in the verse due to Project Odessa, which only had 2 successes, Homelander and Marie. The show implies she should be roughly at his level of power, but I guess we'll never know. It stands to reason that her powers would be able to at least hurt or restrain someone on Homelander's level, even if she wouldn't be able to kill them outright. But Homelander seemed confident that Newman wouldn't be able to pop his head, meaning these blood powers that can insta-kill most other people, including Soups.
Probably one thing, me think him too fast, feet. Me think him too fast for like them power even reach him. So like kill them before they can even attack. But in that case, then you just have to catch him off guard. I know him not to catch off guard.
Limits when dealing with someone stronger. Can Marie possibly restrain or even kill Homelander? Maybe. Invincible? Probably not on her own. We haven't seen the upper limits of her powers, so if you disagree, then let me know. But the boys' biggest trump cards are their psychics. Characters like Thomas Godolkin, Kate Dunlap, and Synapse can use their powers to read the minds of others and subdue them. Kate seems to be pretty powerful, but she has to come into direct contact with those she's affecting. Synapse is still strong enough to instantly knock out Huey and Butcher. The latter
though that just broke her on them, but I just imagine man just broke her two on them.
of which should be one of the most powerful characters in the verse. Not to mention that all other psychics we see in the final season, which Huey sees and calls them the most powerful psychics in the country. Each individually being able to simultaneously read the minds of every person in an auditorium at the same time. Thomas Godolkin was confident that he'd be able to control Homelander, and he was able to control Marie, who, as we said before, should be roughly as strong as Homelander. These psychics can utilize their mindfuckery to bypass the physical stat differences and just insta-KO or puppeteer whoever they choose. I'll also use this time to mention O-Father since he has a sonic scream. Invincible has a weakness to a certain frequency, one that has been exploited by Cecil after learning about it when Invincible fought a sea monster. Some people seem to confuse this frequency with loud noises in general, which just isn't the case. Harper from Gen V is another possible trump card for the boys' side, assuming she can copy non-compound V given powers. If not, then she at most copies Homelander's powers and becomes another heavy hitter. But if so, then she has all the strength and speed of a Viltrumite for 60 seconds max. Even if we assume that she can take Mark's powers, which I am a bit skeptical of, she would need to make use of it within her minute timer, obviously. She does seem to be instantly gifted at using whatever power she gains, but even if she is good at flying and using her newfound strength and speed, she wouldn't have Invincible's combat ability and would surely get washed in a 1v1. And just like Kate, she has to touch whoever she's copying first, which isn't super reliable when the person you have to come into contact with is much stronger or faster.
Yeah.
But how does Invincible stack up? I'm strictly going off of the show here, so seasons 1 through 4. No comic feats applied whatsoever. But before we get to that, if you're enjoying this video or you've seen some of my other videos in the past, then you should totally subscribe. I kinda hate when YouTubers do this, but they're usually like, oh, only 40% of my viewers are subbed. Yeah, try 1%. In all seriousness though, I know it's just the name of the game when you dabble into multi-fandom randomness the way that I do, which is exactly how I want my channel to be. Anywho, like, subscribe, hype, and all that if you wanna, and back to the video. Season 1 Mark would already be a contender for one of the strongest soups in the boys. He was able to stop an asteroid after it entered Earth's atmosphere. People smarter than me calculated this to be a mountain level feat off rip. But this is only season 1 Mark.
Like, me think me doing my, like, me did watching a video one time when they talk about street level. So I probably think mountain level, like, probably the top. I need to learn.
By season 3, he's casually flying through a nuke, but not a nuke, that the Mauler twins created. It caused this explosion, which covers the entire country and then some. Much, much more powerful than anything humanity has created in real life, even if we do use the hypothetical first draft of the SAR bomb. He's fought and defeated skilled Viltrumites with thousands of years of fighting experience, like Thula in season 2, then kinda sorta defeated
that one they
Conquest
never
twice.
did, dog. She can't did, apparently.
In seasons 3 and 4. Conquest, whose attacks were leveling cities and was blowing people apart just by flying near them. Anissa was stated by Cecil to be even faster than Omni-Man, who was able to fly to the Thraxans planet over the course of a month or so, which is a few galaxies away. Flying that far in a month would already...
them wanna like really detail and focus, you know. You wanna be so detailed and focus about something. Yeah.
Put Omni-Man at massively faster than light. But we could say this is only his movement speed after a long enough time, and that this type of speed isn't combat applicable, which would be fair. If we take this, then that would put Anissa's speed at around 3% the speed of light, or sub-relativistic, or 20 million miles an hour. Since Mark is relative to Anissa by the end of season 4, we can say that he should be able to match this speed, meaning even if we highball the massively hypersonic feats from the boys and say they can move around like 700,000 miles an hour, since A-Train moves much faster than lightning fast abilities, that would still make Mark 28 times faster than anything in the verse. Mark's best feat was destroying the planet Viltrum with the help of Nolan, Thetis, and Space Racer's Infinity Ray. Viltrum is a large planet, considerably larger than Earth, and even if we divide the force needed to destroy the planet by 4, this would put Mark's AP and durability, since he simply flew through the planet, and
dog, like when man a top about, like when even a top about AP.
Body would have to withstand the force at small planet level. I am going off of the comic scaling, and the feat from the show seems to be even more destructive, putting our Mark in that same small planet level at a low end, to even planetary at a higher end. There isn't much else for Mark, but it is worth mentioning that his cells are immune to earthly diseases and nanotech, so I don't think they could use some knockout gas on him or anything. His atoms can create their own momentum, so he doesn't need to push off of anything to fly. Viltrumites can also bounce back from insane amounts of damage if given enough time. Both Mark and Nolan have been disemboweled, Mark's been beaten nearly to death dozens of times, and Conquest survived getting his head obliterated. It's not a healing factor quite on Kimiko's level or like Wolverine or Deadpool's, but they can survive seemingly fatal amounts of damage. So can Invincible solo the boys' universe? Well, Probably. Invincible is just many, many times stronger, faster, and more durable than anyone in the boys can hope to be. Even if we say Homelander is the peak mountain level, and we upscale the rest of the soups that kept up with him physically, and we said Invincible was at the absolute bottom of small planetary, that would make Invincible 100 billion times stronger and more durable than the rest of the boys' universe. I did do that math on my own, so correct me if I'm wrong. And we already established that he's 28 times faster. So if this battle comes to blows, Mark completely washes through the entire verse low diff. But if we include prep time and the use of the verse's psychics, then it's possible for the boys to have a chance at stopping Mark. Invincible doesn't have many characters with powerful telekinetic abilities, at least as far as I can remember, so someone who can get into his mind could be able to restrain him, kill him, or hold him for long enough for everyone else to kill him. Their best shot here is really just Thomas Godolkin, since he can puppeteer whoever whenever he pleases really. Invincible could surely blitz him before he can react and control him, so this would only really work out if they planned to slow Invincible down with the other soups while Godolkin took control of Mark's mind. It's a very realistic win condition to take advantage of for the boys' verse, but Invincible is just so much stronger in every other way that I think he rips through the planet more often than not. They could also win if they learn about his weakness to that high-pitched frequency, but this would only be by complete luck and is less reliable than using the psychics. Murray could possibly be able to restrain Mark, but even if we say she is the most powerful character in the
thing when I beat them with strength and speed, like me know not what me I talk about, but the strength and the speed, like them have to catch him first. And even when them catch him, them have to block him hits. So, he might go just run through them.
show, I personally doubt she could hold back Mark in a meaningful way on her own. There are ways for them to capitalize on their numbers and the different types of superpowers to mitigate the stat differences, and if we give Harper the benefit of the doubt and say she can copy Mark's powers for 1 minute, I think she'd surely be able to either restrain him with the help of other soups, or at least divert most of his attention for long enough for
because him say when she copied, she kinda already have mastery.
The rest of the soups to beat him. But I give it to Invincible 8 times out of 10. 6 out of 10 times if Harper can become a 60-second Viltrumite. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.
Okay. Okay. Something different, very different. Still Invincible and the boys, but clashing the two of them together. Only thing. Only think Mark would have win? Me think him would have win too. I think him would have win. Although the show be a beating get beat up, but the strength levels, I'm gonna stop talking, cause really and truly, me no know nothing about this. Me new to this. I go react to more things like this, like comic stuff, cause I want to start some comics. I watch them video there and thing, but I go share it with you guys. But that's it. That's the video. Something different today. Let me know what you think. You think him can do it or him can do it. Bye bye.